Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Nikki and I love to crochet. In today's video we're going to do a crochet along with a pattern that I have come up with for these beautiful plush roses. So Valentine's Day is fast approaching and I was thinking of doing something for my little Valentine's booth that I have coming up. And I found these little dowels. They are 0.6 centimeters in diameter and 30.5 centimeters in length. So I'm going to use these as a base for these plush roses. I also have this dark green yarn that I'm going to use for the stem of the roses. And I do have a fair few colours, but I have a lot of this red yarn. And I think what I'm going to do is make a few red and then see however many colours I can make. So this is going to be like a little crochet along. So we're going to start by making the stem using the green yarn. So it's pretty simple. I'm just going to start a magic ring and then I'm going to crochet 4 single crochets into this magic ring. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now for the simple and boring bit is to create the stem. It is legitimately 4 single crochets for 37 rows until we have enough to put the doweling in. So since we're going to be doing a repetitive motion, I'm just going to chat about things that I was going to do for 2025. So since my following isn't that large, still more than what I ever imagined it would be, I was thinking of doing a live once a week and just crocheting together. And I was thinking of calling it the Super Secret Crochet Club, like a support group for crocheters. And another thing I would like to do is more week of crochet videos and market vlogs. And the big one that I was thinking of doing in 2025 is setting up my Etsy permanently instead of in between markets, because I also work. I don't want to put too much on my plate, but I need to push myself in 2025. Let me know if any of these sound like a good idea to you. And what are you looking forward to doing in 2025? Do you have any ambitions for 2025? Okie dokie. The boring bit is done. I have 37 rows of 4 single crochet. That is done now, so I am going to cut a decent amount off so then I can sew to the very top. And then I'm going to take my dowel and I'm going to thread it through the top all the way down to the bottom. And see, it's a nice stable little stick for me to use to put the top of the rose on. And now I've got my red here. It is all jumbled up. Good work, Nick. Now, continuing with my 5mm hook, I'm going to make a chain of 66. Okay, so now we've got our chain of 66. I am going to bring you down here onto the table because this is the difficult part and I am very bad at explaining things. So we are going to find the 6th stitch from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we are going to put a double crochet into this stitch to start off this row. So 1 double there into that one there. Oops, I am sitting on my yarn. So the next thing we do after that is skip 2, so 1, 2 stitches, and into the 3rd stitch we're going to put another double crochet. So into that 3rd stitch we are putting another double crochet, and now we've created a V-stitch. We are going to chain 2, and then into this same stitch we are going to create another double crochet into there, creating another V. So then we are going to go skip 2, and then we are going to double crochet into this 3rd stitch, and then create a double crochet. Then we are going to chain 2, then into that same stitch we are going to put another double crochet, and we are going to continue this all the way along. Skip 2, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, all the way along until we get to the end. And this should be what you are left with. A full row of V-stitches. Okay, now I am going to move on to the next row. So what we are going to do here is we are going to chain 2, then we are going to turn that row, and then into this nice big V here we are going to put a double crochet. So double crochet into this one here, and this is what it should look like. Now what we are going to do is chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then we are going to double crochet back into this nice big hole here. Same hole as we did before. So 1 and then another one. There you go. We're going to skip to this next chain 2 over here in this nice big hole up the top, and we are going to put a double crochet, 2 double crochets, then chain 2, then another double crochet, and then another double crochet, all in that same hole. So we're filling these nice big holes at the top here with stitches. So I'm going to do this one more time with you, and then we're going to fill this whole thing right to the end with the same stitches. So back into this chain 2 of our V-stitch, which is this nice big hole here, we are going to put 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, then we are going to chain 2, and then back in again with 2 more double crochets. And then we are going to do that all the way along till the end. Okay, Now I'm up to my final big loop at the end here, and I am going to put my last lot of 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Oops. Now we are up to the final round, so what we're going to do is chain 1 and turn. It should be curled up like this, so we're going to, don't get worried about that, it's supposed to happen. So I'm all tangled up. Hold on a minute. I hate when that happens. Okay, so in our nice big V-stitch holes, these big holes here where we've done our chain 2, we are going to put 7 double crochets, and then in the little tiny holes down the bottom here we are going to put 1 single crochet. So we're going to start with 7 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 last one, 7 into that hole, and then we're going to move on to this small little hole next to it, and that is going to have a single crochet. So just 1 solitary single crochet in that one hole. And then we will move on to the next big hole here up the top where we've done our 2 chains, and we're going to put 7 in there, and then down the bottom here we are going to put 1 single crochet in this smaller hole down the bottom here, and we're going to do that all the way along until we reach the end. Halfway through making this, and I've gotten myself into a little bit of a jam, so now I've got to untangle myself for the next 45 minutes so I can finish this off. I love yarn and I hate it both equally as much. Oh no, I've gotten myself into a right old mess here. Ooh-wee. Okay, so this is what it should look like when you get to the end. It should be very spirally. That's a good thing. Leave yourself a generous amount of tail at the end when you fasten it off, so then you can sew it all together. So let's get to that now. Okay, so I have got my darning needle and I'm going to thread that through and do some sewing. I'm going to bring you down so you can see, but I'm going to get my end here, thread it through, and I want it to flare out. So what I'm thinking is, because of the way the petals are going, I'm going to put it backwards so the petals flare outward, so then I end up with a nice big rose to put at the end of that stick. So just going to roll her up Wonder how difficult this is going to be. It's not difficult when I'm not filming this, but when I'm filming this, it seems to be a hell of a lot more difficult. See how that's coming together? Just gonna keep it nice and tight, holding the bottom, so then I can sew the whole thing together. And just keep turning it until I get to the end. Nice and tight. And that's how it should look on the bottom. And this is the way it should look on the top. So I'm going to grab my darning needle and just from where I ended, put it through all of the stitches till I get to the other end. Just make sure I catch all of them. So let me know in the comment section below, what is your plans for this year? I mean, mine generally involve this channel and building up this business. But what are yours? What type of crocheted items are you looking at creating this year? I would really like to know. Okay, I've pinned it with that one stitch, and I'm just going to keep moving along until I get to the end. Just keep stitching. And we are done. Look how cute that looks. And now I'm going to grab my end of my dowel. I'm going to hide my tail first before I do anything. Just give it an extra knot. I don't want it falling apart. Okay, nice and tight. And I'm going to hide my tail down the bottom here. Come on. My darning needle does not want to go through this. Probably because it's a big plastic one. It's the only one I could find that would fit this thicker yarn. Okay. Oh, now I've got green fluff everywhere. Okay. Now I'm going to sew my rows to the top of this. So let's get that done. Okay, so I went pretty hardcore underneath to sew it to the top. Went around a fair few times. Now there's a little bit here that's flicking out, and I don't really want to glue it. But if you want to glue it, that's fine. But I don't really want to glue it, so I'm just going to push my needle through to keep the petals together. Okay, and now I'm just going to fasten it off onto the base, and then we should have our rose finished. So thank you very much for hanging out with me today and having a little chat as we crocheted these roses. Whether you decide to make just one or make a giant bouquet of roses, I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!